Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Long story short, I've been away for a while because I had a pretty big accident at Queensland Raceway on my ZX10. It's really hard for me to turn my head, so you'll have to bear with me with that. I do apologise. Long story short, I had an accident coming out of the final turn on the racetrack. The bike high-sided, which for those of you that don't ride bikes, it means that the rear of the bike slid and it ejected me out of the seat. I did manage to partially save it, and I was sort of alongside of the bike, but the bike was heading straight for pit wall and I couldn't get the bike turned back onto the track, so I had to make the decision to jump off, and it was probably a decision that I was fortunate to have made because it could have been a lot worse. I've still sort of paid for a little bit. I've got a broken skull and a bunch of broken vertebrae in my neck and back. But I'm back on light duties now, and I'm going to be making more videos with Dave, which will be good. But for now, I want to show you guys this Subaru Liberty. So, as the title sort of indicates, it's a 2005 H6 Liberty, and that means it's got the 3-litre 6-cylinder boxer motor in it, and it's a massive step up from the NA 2 and 2.5 litres I think they come with sometimes as well. This particular car has a 6-speed manual in it, and the reason I'm doing a review on it today is because for a car that's really cheap, it ticks a lot of boxes. So if you're a young guy or a young girl on your P's and you want a car that can sort of do everything, it can be a daily, it can, you know, accommodate a bunch of passengers, but it can still be a pretty fun car in the twisties. And there goes someone there in a Golf R. What was I saying? Yeah, if you want a car that can do everything and still have a fair amount of fun in the twisties, then you should probably look at these because they're very cheap these days. Like if you've got 10 grand, you'll have a lot of change left if you buy smartly. So I'm at my local little bit of twisties, and I'm going to take you up there quickly and show you what this thing can do. Now, I'm not going to be driving it too hard, obviously, because of my neck and everything. I don't really want to get into another accident. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright guys, I'm just giving you a bit of a walk around of the Liberty, just so you can see it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm certainly not jumping up and down over the styling of it, but I do think for a 14-year-old car, it still does hold its own in 2019. Subarus haven't changed all that much in my opinion, so it certainly doesn't look like it's too old, and that's another plus if you know you're on a budget and you want something that's going to be a respectable car. Alright, let's take it for a run. Alright guys, I'm just waiting for the road to be clear. And we're away. I hope you can hear that because the sound that this thing makes is actually quite special. This thing is really impressive for what is essentially a fairly large sedan. It feels so much lighter than your average sedan, so your Falcons or your Commodores, and it turns in really well, and it sits really flat. Obviously these are an all-wheel drive, and you know they sort of, I don't know, they're nothing like a GTR or an Evo, but for what it is still very enjoyable to drive. I'm having a great time at the moment, and that great time's come to an end right now because I'm behind someone that's going a little bit slowly. Alright guys, we're going back down. We might try and get a clear run on the way up. So as I was saying before, this thing's actually quite impressive. It sits really flat, it turns in really well, and it certainly doesn't feel like a big sedan. And for a road that's as tight as this, the 3-litre has more than enough go to still be a lot of fun. So guys, this road is quite tight. I don't know if you can hear me over the exhaust of this car, but you'd probably prefer to listen to the car than me, to be quite honest with you. Because the noise this thing makes is, as I said before, something special. Now, the car sits very flat in corners. It is an all-wheel drive, and you can feel it pulling you out of corners when you accelerate. And for a car that is seemingly an ordinary sedan, it still offers a lot of fun on a road like this. Listen to that noise. I had to stop filming, unfortunately. I decided to pack up and go home because it was just so hard to get an uninterrupted run up the mountain. So, to sum up my thoughts on the Liberty, it's not a car that I personally buy myself, and the only reason for that is because when it comes to a car that I may use as a toy, I don't give a shit about practicality. The only three things that I care about is how fast it is, how well it turns, and how well it stops. So anything else, if it's going to be used as a toy, is irrelevant to me. I'd rather buy a car that does a specific thing well, and if that means I have to buy a couple of cars, then so be it. However, if I'm thinking about that Liberty and I'm looking subjectively through the eyes of someone who does need a car that can tick all the boxes, you know, run to work Monday to Friday, have clients in it, just be a respectable car on the road, and also offer a lot of fun on the weekends, I've got to be honest, it's really hard for me to even consider looking past the Liberty because it's a great vehicle. It's much better than any other sedan in its category. And, you know, obviously I enjoy driving it, so there's nothing that I could really fault about it. So guys, if that's the sort of car that you're looking for, definitely add it to your short list and have a look at a few of them. Because, you know, if you're on a budget, I don't know what else is out there that will serve every purpose better than a car like that. It was really, really good. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep your eyes peeled because we're going to have a review of that red VN coming soon. All right, guys. Thanks. Cheers.